Hello everyone, it's Nerily here from Acres Leather Supply Australia. Today I'm doing an introduction to my upcoming instruction video for making the small knife pouch using my small knife template. Designed for small knives, this sort of knife, the Swiss Army knife, and this is the end product once it's actually made. So I'll bring it in so you can see. It's actually designed so that you don't need a moulded shape to mould it to. A lot of these are moulded, a lot of these small knife pouches are moulded. I've actually designed it so that you don't need the mould, it's just got little gussets in there, makes it much simpler and easier to use. Comprises of 3 pieces, nice simple little knife pouch, this one, with the back. So we'll cut it out. I've started cutting this one out here now, and I'm using a scrap of Wickett and Craig harness leather. I'm just using the scalpel to cut this out. So I've gone round the outside and I'll cut it out. You can use a scalpel. It's good with a scalpel as long as your scalpel, make sure your scalpel's sharp. If it's not sharp, it just takes forever. There we go, don't stick myself with it. So that's the back, which is that part there. Then we're going to cut the front part. And I said I'm just using scraps. And the good thing about this template is you can actually, now that I've cut that, I've cut the straight line down there, you can actually use that straight line for these pieces, which makes it really, really handy, a little bit less cutting. So I'll cut that one out. And that is the side. Turn the scalpel around the right way. As I said before, it's really good for using with scraps of leather. This leather is about 1.6 to 2 mil, and this is where it's really good to have the scalpel because you can get right into this little section here. It's got a little shape so that it's cut. And then I'll cut it down there. And in. Oops. Sometimes it's a bit easier just to take it off and just get in these last little tricky bits. So I'll take it off there, and now I've got that cut in. I'll cut that one, and cut that one, and there's that tiny tricky little bit in there. And this one actually, yep, that's another tricky little bit in there. Okay, so that is the front part of the pouch when it's formed up. And then finally, this is the little bit, the little belt keeper, the belt holder. So I'll just line this one up and I will cut that one out as well. It's very efficient on the use of leather, this particular little pattern. You can get it into some really quite small pieces of leather. Okay, and what I will do later, I haven't got that here, but a very, very tiny little hole punch just in there and in there and in there and in there. Then I'll join those up. This piece here is a belt